So an incubator or an accelerator in Canada, are these good options for you and your business? Well, let's talk about this today. We'll talk about what works well and what you may be disappointed with regarding incubation and acceleration programs in Canada. Okay, there's a link here in the description. You can see we help businesses of different sizes at different stages in their success in Canada. Okay, but let's look at it. Number one, what does really work well when you join an incubator and an accelerator? These are excellent places, okay? These are really great ways to firmly plant your local roots in Canada. They are extremely well-connected ecosystems, well-funded, so they have staff, they have good facilities, and they have, of course, good teams. They have, of course, a lot of mentors, and investors are always around there. These are really well-connected and well-funded ecosystems. They're also very well-structured programs, right? They have a lot of resources available to you all around you. They have very well-established and very efficient processes. They have great people. They even connect you with the possibility of some incentive programs. And overall, about the people, these are typically very well-intended people. And they're very helpful people. And these also, especially for those of you who are from emerging countries, like I assume most of you that land in our channel are, these are also good paths to permanent residency in Canada, right? So these are all great things. So is it a good idea to join an incubator and accelerator? Absolutely, for all the reasons I just mentioned. But you may be disappointed if you believe a few specific things. And let's talk about it here, right? First misunderstanding usually is to believe that your product and service is ready. Well, if you're coming from a different country, it may be ready where you already sold, you already made sales, but is it really ready for Canada? If you're in the mindset that everything is ready, all you have to do is to sell to Canadians and all over the world, typically that creates a situation where you don't receive all the value from the mentorships that you could be receiving. There's typically, when people think everything is ready, they tend to think, well, but what the mentor is telling me is something we already did. And you have to be careful here, because this coaching and these suggestions that you receive along the way, they're not always very direct, straight to the point. Sometimes much of it depends on your ability to understand the culture and be able to read between the lines. Sometimes it's going to be a very blunt feedback, but sometimes it comes more as a hint, more as a suggestion, but a suggestion that you really should adopt, right? So it's important to be curious about any type of opinions and feedbacks that the mentorship is providing to you, as opposed to just saying, oh no, but everything is ready, we don't need to make these changes they're suggesting. Well, be careful with that, right? The other thing that is a big source of disappointment for people is thinking that connections within the incubator or the accelerator are gonna generate sales or gonna generate investments easily for your company. Well, clients in Canada, remember, they don't buy because they were introduced by the right people. That's not how it works here. It's not a country where commercial development happens purely by reputation. Here, it's about a fit between a problem that the client has and a solution that you provide to solve that very specific problem. It has to have almost like a technical fit between what they need, what they want, and what you have to address that point of pain or their point of desire of your client, right? It's not because somebody from a board or somebody from a committee or some mentor from the incubator introduced you that you're gonna see any sales, especially not any investments at all, right? You need track record to get the investment, and you need a good fit to have sales. So what are the highlights of these? Can you make it work? Of course you can. The incubator and the accelerator are excellent places for you to be located, right? But have to be smart about it. So what do you do about it to make it work then? Well, the incubators and accelerators, they do offer a great infrastructure and guidance, but you have to do the work, and you have to understand the nuances of the local business culture. Do not expect this ecosystem to take a very proactive role in raising funds, raising investment for your firm, or in providing clients to your firm. That's not their job. Their job is to provide a great infrastructure so you can do these things. You can go and look for funds, and you, or your team, of course. When I say you, it's you collectively, your business can go make sales, attract investor interest and all that. It's a great place for you to be, but they're not gonna do your job. Your job is to do all these things, right? And depending on the stage of your business, let's say if you already have a successful business back home and you're coming to Canada to an incubator accelerator because that was kind of a relatively easy path for, let's say, for permanent residency or something like that, well, be careful, right? Because if that's the case, many people have that tendency to kind of discount the mentorship a little bit. Say, well, yeah, I don't need all these. I already know this. I already founded 5 businesses back home. I don't need all this coaching. Well, be careful. You're in a different environment, right? You don't know what you don't know. You may be missing on some nuances of the feedback that you're receiving. And people, especially Canadians, they're not sometimes very upfront because they don't want to offend you. So they say, oh yeah, great solution, great product, great service. Yeah, you're gonna do well here. But if they don't book that next meeting with you, that means they're not really interested. They're just saying some things to be polite and help you feel good, right? So it's important to not fall into that trap, to believe that everything is going well, only to wake up 6 months later to see that nothing happened and nothing moved, right? It's vital to read between the lines in your process of mentorship and connection with all these people that are talking to you, looking for these cultural differences and learn for these things and adapt and pivot your commercial approach and sometimes even change your service or your product to a degree to address specific local needs, right? And how do you prepare then, and how do you decide if an incubator accelerator is a good decision for you? Well, we have our program, Your Business in Canada. Click here on the link and we can talk about several ways we can help you in your journey. Okay, good luck.